Jungkook secretly attends Taehyung's military departure. Netizens are shocked by what he wore. What if the most powerful support comes when no one expects it? What if Jungkook, enshrouded in duty, showed up in silence, out of uniform, but unmistakably present at Taehyung's departure? And how did fans catch every detail in seconds? The global army went wild. Jungkook seen at Tae's base. But he wasn't in uniform. Whispers started circling. They suspected he was near the legendary Purple Ribbon installation, a protective barrier fans carried into Taehyung's military departure as part of the 2018 originated Purple Ribbon project. That gesture, born to shield idols during chaotic arrivals, returned near Taehyung's base in Chuncheon on June 10, 2025, known for its visual of dedicated fans tethering purple ribbons to barricades to protect idols. The project re-emerged here as massive welcoming banners and ribbons lined the base's perimeter in December 2024. The same initiative saw over 70 birthday banners unveiled near that location, proof of Army's enduring unity in photos shared online from June 10th among the sea of purple and military green. Eagle-eyed observers claim they spotted Jungkook, without uniform, wearing dark sunglasses and a black cap, blending into the crowd, watching quietly but distinctly. Fans recognized his t-shirt, the way his shoulders moved, even a wave he casually tucked away. Some netizens insist it was no coincidence, it was intention. Was he there to support, but choose to remain invisible? The fan-organized Purple Ribbon Project was originally started in 2018 at LAX by the Army Protection Squad to manage crowds and protect BTS during hectic airport visits. Then, the idea grew in global fan efforts, but was mostly retired by 2019 due to safety concerns. Yet now, on Taehyung's departure day, it revived. Ribbons, banners, purple barricades, a visual echo of fans' love and worry. The news exploded online. Korea Herald and all K-pop confirmed Big Hit's earlier announcement urging fans not to visit the base, limiting attendance to military personnel only, citing safety reasons. Yet there they were, purple installations and what looked like Jungkook himself, defying rules to stay by his friend's side. Why would Jungkook risk the hype and possibly agency ire to quietly attend? Some theorized it wasn't for fans, but for Taehyung. That purple ribbon, a symbol born from V's own "I purple you" sentiment, now bridged between them, unspoken, yet understood. Social media surged. Clips of fleeting interactions, ribbon brush tips, someone handing over a water bottle, a blurred figure stepping back when cameras aimed, lit discussions. Is this the purest expression of loyalty? Or is it a message so subtle only insiders can feel its weight? Reddit, particularly in r/Bangtan, reignited old debates. Fans recalled concerns about repeating the safety project due to rising crowds. Some urged caution, while others praised the gesture, aligning it with a deeper joint worry for their idols. The question now wasn't just, did Jungkook attend, but why didn't he wear uniform, and what was he really trying to say? If true, it might reveal more than fandom. It could reflect a silent solidarity between Jungkook and Taehyung, forged during the challenges of enlistment, culminating in a gesture echoing trust and protection, a bond seen in every ribbon, every shade of purple, and every heartbeat that noticed him standing there. But if it was him, if Jungkook truly was there, then why stay silent? Why avoid the uniform? Why disappear into the crowd like just another face among the fans? This wasn't the Jungkook fans were used to seeing under the blinding lights of sold-out stadiums, dancing to choreographed perfection with a camera always trained on him. No, this was someone entirely different, humble, discreet, raw. The Jungkook who might not have come to perform, but to protect. The Jungkook who didn't need to be seen to be felt, and yet, ironically, he was more seen in that moment, cloaked in anonymity, than he had ever been on stage. Fans argue that it wasn't just what he wore, but what he didn't do that said the most. He didn't walk into the media zone. He didn't wave at cameras. He didn't pose. He didn't greet the crowd.
He didn't even speak.
But that silence, that absence of spectacle, it rang louder than any headline. Others noticed something else, something more subtle, but perhaps more telling. A single purple bracelet on the wrist of the man rumored to be Jungkook. It matched the ones ARMY distributed during the Purple Ribbon Project back in 2023, shortly after the chaotic airport incident. That small band, now worn again, years later, on Taehyung's most vulnerable day, seemed far too precise to be coincidence. The world has known Jungkook and Taehyung as brothers in arms, literal and metaphorical, for over a decade. From Run BTS chaos to heartfelt Bon Voyage moments, from the teary-eyed performances of Spring Day to behind-the-scenes footage where they laughed like boys and cried like men. Their bond, forged under pressure, praised as unshakable, has been the emotional heartbeat of BTS for many, but in recent years, rumors have chipped away at that narrative. Unfollowings, quiet birthdays, separate schedules, fewer joint live streams. And now, on the day Jungkook is rumored to attend in secret, no photos of them together. Not one. Taehyung stepped out of his base that morning looking strong, poised, but tired. The crowd erupted with applause. His smile was warm but guarded. No official members of BTS were confirmed present. No joint selfie. No public handshake. Just the buzz of cameras and the hum of speculation, which makes one wonder, if Jungkook was really there, why wasn't Taehyung looking for him? Was this a secret reunion for the sake of privacy, or a one-sided goodbye? Theories abound. Some believe that after 2 years of military-induced silence and tension, perhaps Jungkook wanted to offer peace, a silent gesture of support. Others fear the opposite, that Jungkook didn't approach because the rift is real and too deep to cross. That maybe he stood there, invisible among fans, out of guilt or longing. A love letter in silence. A farewell, and then came the message to an Instagram story. Just hours after Taehyung's discharge. A photo of the sky, violet-tinged, filtered with soft haze. And the caption, "Sometimes you show up even when no one sees you." That's love, isn't it? Posted from a private account rumored to be used by Jungkook's close friend. That was all it took. The fandom split in two. Some fans wept. Others raged. Was this a quiet confirmation? Was this a confession in disguise? Was this his way of saying, "I was there"? HYBE gave no statement. Big Hit remained silent. The media offered no confirmation. The man in the black cap was never identified. And yet, everyone felt it. That unspoken connection. That invisible thread. It wasn't proof, but it didn't need to be. Because sometimes the absence of confirmation is what keeps the mystery alive. In a world built on spectacle, it's silence that stings the most. And still, one question pulses across millions of screens, whispered between fans like a prayer wrapped in curiosity. Was Jungkook really there for Taehyung? Or has the friendship we worshipped slowly unraveled behind closed doors? What does it say about love, loyalty, and brotherhood when your presence must remain a secret? This single, unforgettable day, June 10th, 2025, will go down in BTS history. Not just for the end of Taehyung's service. Not for the flood of purple ribbons, or the banners that kissed the wind. Not even for the chance of fans who waited hours in the sun. But because of the man who might have stood in the crowd, quietly witnessing the end of an era. Whether they reunite on camera or not, whether we ever get a photo or an official word, it may not matter. Because the image is already burned into the hearts of ARMY. Jungkook, dressed in black, emotion in his eyes, watching as his once best friend took the first steps into freedom. And maybe, just maybe, sometimes the most powerful moments are the ones we'll never get to replay. The question isn't just whether Jungkook was there. The question is why he would go through such lengths to not be seen. Why cover his face so completely? Why wear black in the summer sun, fully aware that fans and reporters would be scanning every movement, every shadow? Some speculate it's not just about Taehyung. It's about what they've lost, or what they're trying to protect. The weight of a friendship that carried the world's expectations for over a decade can't be light. And maybe, just maybe, the reason Jungkook didn't walk right up to the cameras and wave at his brother was because something between them had shifted so dramatically it could only be addressed in silence. The crowd that gathered for Taehyung's military discharge was not small. Hundreds of fans stood outside the gates, many with purple balloons, banners, and tears in their eyes. The Purple Ribbon Project had transformed from a simple safety initiative to a full-blown emotional sanctuary, wrapping Taehyung in affection from fans he hadn't seen in uniform since his enlistment began. But amid all that love, a question kept surfacing. Where was Jungkook really standing? Some pointed to a quiet figure near the rear of the crowd, still, unmoving, hands clasped. There was a strange familiarity in his posture. A certain way, he tilted his head when Taehyung appeared. A faint glisten in his eyes that mirrored the heartbreak fans were trying not to voice aloud. Others said they saw him leave before the crowd erupted. No photos.
No will
Just a black car with tinted windows pulling away at the exact moment Taehyung saluted the gathered fans. But if Jungkook was there and chose not to speak to Taehyung directly, what does that mean? Did they fight? Was there something left unresolved before enlistment? Rumors have swirled for months. That their communication had become strained. That they hadn't shared a stage in the same way since 2022. That private schedules and creative differences kept them apart. That even though their bond seemed unshakable on the outside, something unspoken had begun to crack at the core, but no one wanted to believe it. Not until now, Jungkook's absence, or quiet, hidden presence, was a reminder that even the most beautiful friendships can suffer in silence. And that silence can feel louder than any scream. Then came the twist that no one saw coming. Just hours after the discharge, a photo surfaced. Not of Jungkook, but of his hoodie. An ARMY fan account posted what appeared to be a candid photo from the day. Someone captured a figure in a now sold-out black hoodie, part of a limited edition BTS drop from years ago. The person's face was cropped out, but the garment was unmistakable. Fans immediately connected it to Jungkook, who had worn the same design during a live broadcast in 2020. Coincidence? Or confirmation? The internet exploded. I knew it was him, one fan wrote. He always uses that hoodie when he's anxious. He wore it when Yomi left for enlistment too. Another posted a theory thread, mapping out Jungkook's known habits during emotionally heavy moments: head down, hoodie up, minimal eye contact. All of which matched the man seen briefly at Taehyung's base. What's more, one eagle-eyed fan noticed something chilling. On the hoodie's left sleeve was a small embroidered word that looked like eternal. No one could verify it fully, but the idea sent a ripple through the fandom. Was that his way of saying it's forever? Another user wrote. Even if they're apart? Theories poured in, faster than they could be disproven. TikTok was flooded with edits. Instagram feeds were washed with side-by-side comparisons. Twitter, now X, trended hashtag Jungkook was there and hashtag Taehyung reunion, but HYB said nothing, and no press release.
No clarification.
No photos from official BTS accounts. No welcome back story from Jungkook's team. Just silence. And in that silence, ARMY began to break apart, because for every fan who believed this was a secret gesture of love, there was another who felt abandoned. Who said if he was really there, why didn't he say it? But what if this is the only way Jungkook knows how to love Taehyung now? Quietly. From afar. After all, how do you walk up to someone you used to be everything to when you no longer know where you stand? That might be why Jungkook chose not to step forward. Not because he didn't care, but because he cared too much. This wasn't about the cameras. It wasn't about the headlines. It was about pain, regret, distance. This was about a friendship that once defined an era of music and emotion. A brotherhood that inspired millions to believe in loyalty. A duo that, somewhere along the way, may have stopped speaking in words, but never stopped speaking in actions. And so, the world continues to ask, did Jungkook really go to Taehyung's military discharge? Was he hiding among the fans because he had no right to stand beside him anymore? Was that hoodie his final apology, or his quiet promise that nothing has changed, even if everything feels different? And perhaps the hardest question of all, will Taehyung ever acknowledge that someone was missing, and that maybe, just maybe, they were never as far apart as we feared? Or has the curtain already fallen on a bond we thought was unbreakable? The days ahead will be watched closely. Fans are waiting for a photo, a single word from either man. Something to prove it wasn't all in our heads. But until that moment comes, the image remains frozen in our minds. Jungkook, hidden in black, swallowed by a sea of fans, eyes fixed on the friend who no longer knows if he's watching. The most heartbreaking part. Maybe that's all they have left, and yet maybe it's enough.